Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. We are here with a rainbow star seed. Kristen is here with us today. She's going to share her awareness of her star lineage, of her star family, both in form and formless. And it's interesting because we're all awakening to this. And guess what? It's related to our chakra system. How does that all work? We're going to find out today with Kristen. Hi, Kristen. Thank you so much. Welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Lauren. Thank you.
Well, I am sure I'm not the only one who wants to know what a rainbow star seed is. So why don't you start, as you explain that, start with how you became aware of this in your life.
This is a becoming aware of this. It's a process that I'm in, and I was bold enough to write that as my first sentence in my introduction to you. So this is something that perhaps I knew this when I was maybe 3 or 4, and people were asking, "What's your favorite color?" And like, the whole rainbow. I could never pick out.
Very interesting. Well, this happened earlier this week with Zoom. And what I find is the energy is so high. Isn't it amazing? So hang on, everyone. So welcome those who are joining on our Zoom audience. We are bringing back Kristen, my guest. Hi, Kristen.
Wow, we already zapped the system here.
We already zapped the system.
My computer's never done that before.
Yes, it's very interesting. So, the beauty of being able to come and edit this out, we're going
Okay.
to do that for, but I'm going to leave this part in
Okay.
on the energy. So, Kristen, go ahead and share with us. I mean, you were saying something, and we had Zoom pop out on us, or you, or something. It was very weird. And we
Mhm.
were saying something about the shift in energy. It could be people in our audience, in this Zoom audience, which is a private, intimate space right here, because this
Mhm.
broadcasts later. But it could even be me, it could be you, it could be our equipment.
Mhm.
So share with us what your take is on this.
Well, my take is that there are big frequencies coming in, light streaming onto our planet right now. Bliss codes, bliss codes, luminosity codes, these plasma light, solar frequencies are really flooding in on our planet. And when we really kind of shut down the equipment and shut down kind of the noise of the world, and we really tune in to this it's the highest vibes that we've received on this planet in a very, very, very long time. There's an acceleration happening, and sometimes our inner technology, our physical bodies, and our technology externally, the artificial intelligence, kind of fries when big light codes are flowing through. So I think we just kind of zapped the equipment, and we just needed to reset, restart, come in the right time frequency. Maybe 5 minutes ago it was a little bit off. So I always just trust the flow, trust the process, that like wherever we are, whatever's happening is just the right timing, the right process that needs to be occurring. The anxiety around all of this is just somehow doesn't exist in the realm anymore. And I think that that's why I'm ready to come out as a star seed, as a rainbow star seed, and to truly say what that is. I mean, I'm discovering it. I'm discovering what that is, to really be this soul vibratory light in this form, and to have this fully resonating, awakened rainbow light body chakra system that's interfacing with you in this moment and our audience in this moment, and to help us remember that we are that. We are rainbow light. When we look at our skin in the sunlight, doesn't matter if you've got rich black skin, brown skin, white skin, our skin is rainbows. Like, look at it, how it glistens in the sun. Our skin itself has rainbow light emitting off of it. So it's really something that I see the world in technicolor, and I'm just wanting to see more of and more of the spectrum of light, beyond what this, they say the world that we see is only 1% of the spectrum of light. We're basically blind, here in this one, we think that this is it. And it's only 1% of what is in the spectrum in this field. So when I come into this rainbow starseed energy, it's beyond the eyes. It's coming into that first eye, and the eye that sees through the whole spinal column and the whole nervous system, and can really sense beyond, these orbital lobes. So this is the feeling, and there's more memory as I encounter more star seeds in my dreams, in my visions, also in the form. There's a recognition, there's a vibrational resonant field that their system's turning on too, that they're also interpreting these high plasma light waves in their system. And from that interfacing, it's a recognition almost beyond, it's beyond words. It's a clairsentience, it's a clairvoyance, it's a telepathic resonance, it's a cosmic resonance. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be on this like earth ship, Mother Earth, like our home base here, and to really recognize that we are, in the cosmos. We are this blue-green spiraling gem, this garden planet, so much holographic potential and dimensionality and elemental intelligence, and we are that, and we are the stardust, and to really breathe with another human, in that way is the intelligence that I'm bringing and embodying more and more. And so for me, that's the rainbow star seed. And yes, I teach on the energy body, the chakra system, and awakening this intelligence within. So and embodying it.
Yes. And so we've learned about this resonance that you speak of with our Zoom interaction
Mm-hmm.
today as we all got on here. What you were bringing actually came out through. So you activated all of us. I know you've upgraded us with that, or maybe other beings, form or formless beings, assisted with that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very, very cool. You've helped us understand more of why would that happen with us on Zoom.
Oh,
So,
good.
all right, and so it's very cool. So again, it's our energy body and it's our chakra system. Can you explain what it is that why the chakras would be related to feeling our star family. Some would just think it's just energy, but you were kind of alluding to that. So what's happening there with the chakras? How is it related?
How is it related to the relationship with our star family? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
So when we're working with the chakra system, of course, there's physical components to the chakra system. So there are biological landing places for each of the chakra system. So there is in the field of the physical realm, there's a lot of interpretation and observation, physical observation happening when interfacing with a one-on-one or a crowd. We can really feel in our physicality and in our own vibrational field, like, is this a safe space for me? Is this uplifting? Is this space uplifting my good feelings, or am I getting depleted? And it doesn't mean that if you can feel the resonance field and you're feeling a depletion, you can just, it's not that you don't have to enter, but you may need to armor up a little bit more, build out your energy field and send your vertical energy deeper into the earth and higher up into the heart of the cosmos, get lengthened rather than being vulnerable and susceptible to that energy field. If it's an energy field that you trust and the music is right and the vibrations and the frequencies are right, you can be a bit more open and receptive. So on a physical, there are absolutely physical, observational, quantifiable, measurable sensations that you can feel as your energy body is interfacing with vibrations, energies, and frequencies and consciousness outside of oneself. So, we make discernments based on, these observations. And, as far as it's a game of light. When we really start to understand the frequencies of our chakra system. I lived in Maui all 2020. And when I came back to the Midwest where I live now, I could feel the tight hold grip of the matrix and the manipulation of what felt like more like the red ray, the root ray, keeping people more in like tribalism, division. All of these thoughts started to come into my head, and I thought, these are not my thoughts. These are not my feelings. These are programs running through the frequencies that are being, manipulated and programmed. So there's this attunement. It's like the chakra system then starts to become a very sensational part of your intelligence system. It starts to, like, the conical shape, can measure and see where things are coming from, and then really set, like, okay, I need to close that. I need to start sealing the chakras. I can't be open here. I need to go into my breath. I need to do my practice and really ground even more in nature and be sure I'm staying plenty hydrated to make sure that I'm taking care of myself and my chakra system, so that these infiltrations don't come in. And then from that space of kind of sealing and protecting, then I build out my light body. I have sovereignty to go in to my root and claim sovereignty with the crystalline core of this planet of home base. And so this root, this taproot is mine, and it's aligned with God. And that is not manipulatable. That is a non-negotiable. And so it's in my responsibility to really allow and disallow what comes into the field. It's each of our responsibility. And this is a part of the organization that I feel is so important for us in humanity right now, because there is so much artificial intelligence manipulation coming in from all levels, all direction, up, down, all around. And this is something that the human energy field must get organized. We must get organized and really claim that sovereign alignment, where then we start to build out our consciousness, our frequency, really work the chakra system as an engine of our Merkaba field, of our light body field. And then we start dispensing, we start emitting and sharing, gifting that energy, not just in protective mode to align and make sure that we're staying healthy and buoyant, but then that it becomes an overflow abundance that then, can be gifted and shared to our beloved humanity. And help humanity remember, we're vibrating through our souls, that is there for all of us. That is our birthright, to not forget it, with all this, So it's an interesting piece. Yeah. Did I answer? I don't know if I quite answered.
Yes, no, it's beautiful. And we are actually going to have you lead us into a process where we can really work with those chakras and build out our energy field. That would be beautiful. I do have some questions for you, because do you have to, so as we are in control of our energy fields, it has to be cleaned out first before we can begin to sense other beings or consciousness. And so how would you, and so as you said, when you came back to the mainland US, you could feel things. I mean, yeah, it's almost like reverse culture shock in a way, right? How, and you were able to identify it. That would be the first thing when we're responsible for what we allow in our field. How would we begin to identify it as ours or not?
Well, my feeling is a lot of the density thoughts, it's an interesting thing, because even if we don't identify with the thought, if it's in our field, it's our responsibility to lead it home. We're the leader. We are the leader of consciousness in these forms. So we must take that lead navigation role so that we can really transcend the victim consciousness, right? So that we really step in, because we really need leaders of consciousness. It doesn't have to be showing up to, podcasts, just in our families, in our homes, leading the consciousness, calling in the light. And when those thoughts, those infiltrations come in, negative thinking, I feel that those are programs. Those are programs running, whether they're programs that were conditioned way back when as a survival mechanism from, in your childhood environments. They're programs that need to be collapsed. And we do that by catching them in the moment. So I would not get out of my car. This was just, I'm coming home and it's arriving from Maui. Maybe it was the next day. I think I went to the grocery. So I started to kind of interface with community and energies and the psychology, the group consciousness here. And I go, okay, it's a whole different paradigm here now I'm in. And so I'm picking up on a lot of things. And I was having just negative mind, this loop. And okay, I'm in the collective mind. This is the collective mind of this community now. So I would not get out of my car until I transmuted, these thoughts. Even if I didn't identify them as mine, I must have been in some sort of vibratory match to be able to even think the thoughts. So it is partly me. If I'm a part of the collective, then, I need to make sure that I'm not victimized by the collective or subjected to what that I can claim the sovereignty. I have to catch it in the moment. I catch it in the moment when the negative pattern starts, and really take my deep breaths, align into the living light of my spine, of the Sushumna, align my spine, my Sushumna with the Sushumna of creation. And from that sovereignty, really drawing the light in and then starting to feed the light into the collective rather than it feeding me, then I start to navigate and be kind of like a pierce, piercing the light in that veil. So that's an interesting personal practice. So I stop myself dead in the tracks, whenever a pattern starts coming in. And I don't necessarily need to understand where it's coming from. I just stop it dead in its tracks. I start to engage my deep breathing, start to create like the buoyancy and say that I see you, I see the discomfort, the pain, whatever it is, and I'm sending you into the source portal. It's just this white light portal that opens up and I send it right through the tube. It's like, you're going home. If you're coming into my space, you're going home, because we're all going home. Anything that contacts, it's like, phew, we're going home. Nothing's going to be left behind, So, so it's kind of this like motherly energy too. It's this like protective mothering energy. It's like, oh no, not here. This does not have a home here. Oh, love, the power of love and the active light of life, the living light lives here. And that's what is accelerating. That's the ascension. It's the ascension process.
The living light lives here. The living light lives here. I love that. I can see that on a bumper sticker. We'll make it normal. We'll make it normal. So this is a lot of transmutation that we're doing. So isn't that fascinating that this could be the purpose of people on the planet, to simply be aware of that and to transmute it, to shift, to take a choice into love and to, right, from fear or love. It's quite simple, but it's not so easy. So thank you for sharing that. That gives us a really good perspective. All right, let's go back.
Okay.
How did you recognize that you were a rainbow star seed? What was that journey?
Well, it's a very interesting, I have kind of a comical version, perhaps. I think maybe Rainbow Bright had quite an influence on me in the early 80s, to be honest. But there is this sense of, like that my soul, it knows it knows the light, and it's a vibration, it's a field, it's a love, it's a passion for this planet and for the life of creation here, that's just so vibrant, and it's so colorful, it's so rich, it's so multifaceted, it's so intelligent. And I know that my brain, the neocortex, the hemispheres in my brain and this neocortex cannot, I don't do well up there. So as I have when I was in Egypt in 2012, I can say that was a moment where I was activated by the planet. And it was a real sense of returning home. And this fig tree, actually, I planted my third eye into a fig tree. Our facilitators are like, we're trying to get into a certain space that was off limits. And they're like, oh, just hang out with this tree for a little bit. And this was the day after my 30th birthday in 2012. So, okay, I'm just going to plug my third eye right in here. And this fig tree, it was an ancient tree, thousands of years old. And it took me into the earth. It took me into through the roots of the tree, into the tree roots of the whole planet. I could feel the network of tree roots trying to remember each other, through all the fragmentation and through the sacred waters and the mycelium network and the plankton network. There was this electric intelligence that was communicating planetary wide through this epicenter of this fig tree. And I was gifted to just go right in. And it was also through the Karnak temple and through these initiations in Kemet, in Egypt, the Kemet, that really gave me the frequencies to be able to teach on the chakra system. And I used to call them the chakra activation classes, and then it became the Temple of Light classes. I had been studying the chakra system for about a decade, but then that in the energy frequency of Egypt, of Kemet, aligned me, aligned my roots, and connected me into the intelligence of this planet and the elemental intelligence of this planet. And I felt that I had dropped in and incarnated, in a much deeper way there. And also it was almost like a thud, there's certain times in my life where like my soul drops in more into the form, and it's almost like a weight comes in. Yet as like that weight comes in, there's this alignment piece that happens that makes me simultaneously feel more buoyant, which is really interesting. So it's like the deeper I go, the higher I go. And the way I interpret it is through the rainbow body, through the light body. And it's that infrastructure of the chakra system. So the rainbow star seed is it's just who I'm claiming that I am. It's the becoming, it's the becoming. I'm not sure I even have like the words to express what that exact identity is. Although I know that it is helping me gather memory of my origin moment where I came in, through a stargate way, way back, maybe in Hyperborea. I mean, I think I was like a very tall blue human or blue being with 4 fingers, very androgynous, very androgynous. Is like a very ancient version of me. And I came through, a stargate, and remembering, more and more through this return path, through as my breath deepens and I'm breathing more source energy in, that memory is aligning. And so it can only be true because it's what's happening. It's very, very interesting. So the rainbow star seed is the intelligence of the chakra system, and that aliveness of the chakra system as my navigation tool, to kind of reverse engineer my memory back into my origin point where the plasma body started to form, densify, become more formed. Am I answering your questions?
Yes, yes.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So, we are these beautiful light beings, and you said we're reverse engineering our journey. And this would be a great time. I know people are saying, I want to reverse engineer some things. Um, can you lead us on a process to center and work and feel into our chakras?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be honored to drop in to that space with you now, and we're all here live or in the recording, and just feeling the sacredness of this moment, of this community. And we are all exactly where we need to be in this moment now. Nobody's behind, nobody's ahead. We are just in this eternal now moment, and we're in service. This is why we're here, to really bring the light of the celestial light codes into DNA, into the form. So just so grateful for this moment. So you can just allow yourself to close your eyes wherever you are, and just perhaps start with that breath of gratitude. Say give yourself this warm breath of love for being here now, for saying yes to this moment, saying yes to you and your advancement and your acceleration and your becoming the light of your soul, the light of your spirit in this realm. You are doing it. We're all doing it together. And you breathe. And the Buddha belly, the joy of the belly starts to smile and buoy our bodies up. And you can almost feel, perhaps the cheeks start to smile, just imagining your belly smile. The Buddha belly just shining and smiling, and the cheeks kind of lifting and shining. You can soften your musculoskeletal system. Where do you hold your tension? The shoulders, the neck. Soften the shoulders. Maybe feel the wings. Feel those Isis wings. Kind of start to fan and open up on the back of your shoulders and underneath your armpits, and your chest starts to broaden and open as you capacitate more breath on the inhales. And you continue to just wash tension like a gentle waterfall from head to toe. Just cleansing. You breathe the smile of that Buddha belly so the abdomen really releases, relaxes. The diaphragm really pops open so the wish of your heart and soul can really ascend and burst forward and up. And you might notice as you breathe in deeper, belly, diaphragm, and chest, that the shoulders naturally just want to wash down the back. And as the shoulders wash down the back, the tip of the shoulder blades start to anchor towards the adrenals. So actually, you're creating kind of this ascension posture. It's naturally activating just through the ease of your breath alone. There's no need to effort. Other than just enriching and nourishing the blood, the bone marrow, the interstitial tissue of your cells. Just drink in the air. Almost as though you have gills, as though your skin can breathe. It's not just your nose or your mouth, it's the whole body is breathing in this cosmic air, this cosmic oceanic air. It's almost like you're breathing and undulating and swimming at the same time. Feeling into the flow of the organism. And you can start to really feel into your seat. Boom. You just drop in, you anchor. Where are your feet right now? Perhaps if you're in a chair, you can anchor your right and left foot. Earth your feet, the toes spread. Just very easy, gentle, just making contact. Earthing. The sit bones are anchored in. And you activate your throne. You command the space. Sovereign queens and kings we are. We're here. And breathe from that seat. Breathe through your feet. Your soul is in your feet. They don't call them the soles of the feet for no reason. Your soul is in your feet. Open the soul in the feet. Connect with the planetary body. Connect with the deep organic intelligence, the living light, the source light that was within the crystalline core of this planet. Starts to feed you and pump life, force, power, life, force, energy in and up and through you, the very center crystalline core of this beloved Gaia, beloved Earth. Creational energy is pumping up and in through the soles of your feet and pumping up through your arteries, through your legs, pumping and pumping up through your hips, pumping up through the base of your spine. You're breathing as the earth, Gaia, is pumping life force energy up and up through the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, synchronizing and unifying the biorhythm, the Ascension Earth template, and your Ascension Soul template, the rhythm of your breath, the rhythm of your body, the rhythm of your heart are one. The rhythm of the earth heart. Continue to breathe this life force energy, this life force power up through into the throat, the bridge of the heart and the brain. Just notice how the frequency, maybe you hear even, I can hear like a high frequency pitch in the thyroid and parathyroid. Let the life force come up and really attune and decalcify the thymus behind the sternum and the thyroid and parathyroid. Allow this life force energy from the crystalline core of the earth to really feed your system and release tension. And the top of the head lengthens, lifts, grows. You're elongating. The spinal column is nearly floating in space, in its perfect alignment. The back of the skull opens where the base of the skull meets the spinal column. Call this the mouth of Shiva, or the mouth of God. Opening the space to receive higher frequencies of your higher self. Bringing in, breathing in now through the crown. Allowing your star lineage to align. Allowing these high celestial vibrations and frequencies to shower through the crown, down through your skull. I'm feeling a lot of sensation in the ears, really opening the ears, opening the inner ear. Open the ears so we have ears to hear. Allow these high frequencies to come in through the eyes and in the pineal gland so that we have the eyes to see. And these high frequencies, these are you. These frequencies are you. more of you, more of your spiritual essence, more of your monadic essence coming in to merge with you into your throat. Continue to keep opening the back of the skull. Relax the jaw and let these frequencies accelerate in your throat chakra so that you may have the voice to speak with love, with compassion, with knowing and understanding. These celestial light codes, these codes of your higher self coming into your heart, merging with your heart, feeling the embrace of grace, the joy of your breath in this body, in this miracle moment. You are a miracle. We are a miracle. Your soul is precious. It is the true gold. Your soul is the gold. So sacred. We call them this divine guardianship to create sanctuary and sanctity, protection for our souls, to feel safe, to come out into this realm more and more, to shine our light more and more, to remember this is why we're here in this time now, to shine our unique soul light that each and every one of us bestow. We breathe and we let this gratitude run down our arms, our elbows, out our wrists, and out of our hands. And we serve with this love, with this light, as active principles of creation. And we anchor it into our willpower, into the solar plexus, these celestial light codes, that we may make and take right action, that we make choices that we love, that we build our esteem and confidence to be and breathe who we truly are, our unique soul light, our rainbow light. And we drop down into the creation waters of the sacral, the womb waters of the world, the whole planet. You can feel the planetary waters in the sacral, man or woman. This is the sacred womb space of creation. Man and woman, I should say. We breathe into the adrenals, our generators of our light body. Feel the fire of the adrenals. The shoulder blades anchor towards the adrenals like we have this jet pack. The lungs expand and we anchor vroom, again into the root, bringing the celestial light into the root, into manifestation, all the way into the form, through our feet and into the crystalline core of the earth. And earth feels us now. And we feel earth. When we breathe in to the heart and out. And this is how we connect. Just ease and grace and flow. Just as natural as breathing and as loving. We always love the cells of our body. Yeah. I hope that felt good. I hope that felt nice for everybody. Got my eyes watering a bit. Yes.
Wow. We're buzzing. We are buzzing. That
Wonderful.
is an attunement to our higher self, an
Mhm,
attunement to our soul,
mhm,
and feeling just right there as when you said earth feels us and we
mhm,
feel her. Wow,
mhm.
beautiful.
It's so beautiful, Lauren. We're in relationship. This is we're in form, we're in relationship. We can feel. I think it's really why we were curious to be here. We wanted to feel it, and sense it. What is it like to have senses and to really merge the senses with the celestial realms with the senses. It's a sacred marriage. It's this like divine love affair with life. Life is our beloved, and it knows us when we connect consciously. In that way, it is a two-way relationship.
Yes.
Mhm.
That is a beautiful tool that everyone can go back and experience again. Really exquisite. We
Mhm.
are breathing the celestial light codes into form.
Mhm.
So you had mentioned as well that on one of in your Egypt initiation, you
Mhm.
and the fig tree, you could see or feel the intelligence of the planet
Mhm.
and know the elemental intelligences,
Mhm.
or the elementals, the intelligence of the elementals. Can you
Mhm.
share more on this for us? What do you know?
Well, the elementals are assisting us so much. The earth elementals, the sky elementals, the water elementals, they are assisting us so much and cleaning our environments. I see them most often in the sky, the sylphs that are cleaning our atmospheres up. Um, and there is they're our helpers. There's so much assistance here to to help us and to support us, and it's like this is something that's so innate to our in our DNA. The indigenous, the First Nations peoples, the people who lived on the land before modernity came, and we started segmenting and fragmenting and concretizing or whatever, making up words here. But the elementals got pushed back, and we kind of like lost our communication relation with them, and we can call them back. It's like rebuilding this relationship and this trust that we really want to be in partnership with them again, that our consciousness is ready to be in partnership, to clean our waters and to clean our air and to remember the magic of this realm. And often you can see it in photos that people will take, where they'll catch orbs, they'll catch light beams, they'll catch in energy fields. A lot of times the phone will catch them if you can't physically see them. But sometimes you can sense it. Once we kind of step into nature, we drop more into the alpha brainwave, sometimes theta, for really dropping in deep to brainwave states of consciousness. Then you can start to perceive the elemental kingdom. And when we kind of get out of that beta mind, where we're so active and kind of enforcing and forcing our energy onto, which is necessary to be productive and get things done. And in the presence of the natural world and of the plant and animal, the earth kingdom and queendom, these elementals, we're a team. And we're here truly to clean up this planet and to really clean out these physical vehicles, and we can't do it without them. That communication, that intactness. And then I felt it through the mycelium network, through the tree root network. It's a vibration too. What I really felt in Egypt and Kemet was it's a vibration. It's a resonance, right? And what happens in these more fragment, the concrete jungle, as Bob Marley, spoke about this concrete, it's a dissonance frequency. So that's a huge part of the separation is the frequency, the actual sound tones. What became very clear in Kemet in Egypt was that, this planet is a sound toning device. And the harmonics of creation, the pulsation, the harmonics of creation. I mean, we have inner harmonics. You can start to tune into the rhythm of your heartbeat and the gushing of your cerebrospinal fluid. There's a whole orchestra of life happening inside of this engine. And as we attune, this engine more with our sound toning, it's the same with the planet. And when we bring ourselves into resonance frequencies, all the energy returns, the elementals return, the alignment returns, our light codes come in. It's an alignment. It's an alignment. So the sound, the sound is a big piece too. I feel this elemental connection.
So if the sound is part of that connection, does toning bring in, can we invoke sylphs, undines, salamanders? Can we invoke that with toning? Is that what you mean there?
Absolutely. They love singing. They love and the toning, just even sounding out the vowel sounds, or just a mantra, okay, or just whatever's flowing through you. They like the elementals love to be sung to. Absolutely. And a lot of times I have crystal bowls or the sound healing bowls, any of the bowls to like attune your voice with the sound of the bowls, and that can really assist, the vibrational field within and in the home environment, on the land that you're on. And yeah, it really helps to call in exactly the endings and the salamander.
Beautiful. I know there's so many experiences of holding our hands to a chemtrail, beaming it with pure unconditional love. I've done this myself, looked away with no attachment and looked back, sylph spreading over that chemtrail. This is what you're talking about, right? We can partner with the elementals.
Absolutely. And they're looking towards us for leadership, because we are the ones in the form. So this leadership, it's not even just about assisting it's assisting the elemental kingdom. Yeah, it's the energy, the environments around us. It's huge contribution to this, to really, allow the soul to shine in those waves privately. This is you in the elemental kingdom, shine, and they love when we shine, and they want to come in. And but our leadership is really important, I feel. That's beautiful you're doing that. Thank you.
Beautiful. So you are a great teacher on this topic and how we can really activate our rainbow body and learn more about our star lineage from this, and be aware of it, be aware of our energy system, and attuning to our soul even more. And you work with people one-on-one, and you've got in your special offer, this would be a great time to talk about it. There's a course in your special offer, and it's about a rainbow body activation. Tell us about that. And you're offering personal sessions to work with people. So also tell us how those sessions help your clients.
Absolutely. So the webinar that we'll be offering in a month or so will be that meditation that we just did. We'll be going into unpacking, all of that deeper. And we'll go into um, each chakra and do a little bit more cleaning, more breathing, more activating, awakening, more alignment work. I'll take us through more pranayama, more kind of rhythmic breathing processes. So it's going to be a 2 hour experiential process. It's an elongated version of what we just did. Very maybe a little bit more movement, a little bit more flow, just to really activate the body and to bring forth more alignment for you physically, mentally, emotionally, so that the soul can really boom, kind of thud, drop in and then boom, blossom. So that's what that 2 hour webinar will be in November when we do that. And essentially, these are how my sessions go. Often people will come with a specific thing that they're working on, a loop that they can't get out of, a physical pain, that's going on, a painful memory, something dysfunctional, happening in relationship or whatever, the whole myriad ways that we have, challenges. And so we contact the challenge and we harmonize it. We put you into that lead navigation seat. We put you into the seat as sovereign queen, sovereign king. And we really build the crystalline lattice, the rainbow bridge for your higher self to drop in, to really essentially put you in that lead navigation seat, to take the responsibility, to take that like higher timeline action. So all the sessions really align us more with like our highest potential timeline. And we actualize that. We breathe that into the form. So, the single sessions are more like energy boosts. And, the 3-part sessions, I actually have a 10-part session, but I'm not offering that on this. But the 3-part is more just detailed. It's just more detailed work to really dive in a little bit deeper, to create a little bit more of a lifestyle design that's going to support that alignment piece that's established. So the one session is more like an energy boost, alignment, and then that 3-part structure is to kind of design infrastructure to address habits that can be shifted, changed, things that can come in nutritionally to stabilize the alignment that's established. So it's nice work. It's nice work, and the feelings that people come away with are just feeling more of them, more expansive, like they can take up more space, they can breathe deeper, that actually everything is vastly okay, even if there are critical things that need to be addressed. There's a sense of calm, inner peace, and that the fear that is kind of causing anxiety, tribulation in the consciousness is it's like, oh, okay, that's like a little mosquito. That fear is not as big as I thought. We kind of like breathe into it. We like, okay, like is it that? No, like you are so much bigger than that fear. It just appears, to be so big when we're not, in the soul consciousness. So yeah, we address these things and the feelings of like, oh, I got this, like I can, and I am that I am, that walk of that embodiment walk of the soul consciousness of this locked in. So
Yes.
mhm,
You call yourself a rainbow star seed, and truly you are an embodiment way shower, an embodiment facilitator as well for
mhm,
our higher selves to come in. Thank you
mhm,
so much for that. It is beautiful work that you offer. You're a wonderful guide in that sense. And wow, what an inspiration for the future of our planet as someone,
mhm,
you know, um, like you coming forward and just speaking your truth like this. We're going to see more of it. We are going to see more of it on our planet. We're making it normal. Thank
mhm.
you. And so,
Thank you.
for our viewers and listeners, that special offer is available right here on this webpage. If you're in our Zoom audience, it's on the chat line. And to join our Zoom audience for all of our shows, you can go to acoustichealth.com. So, Kristen, this is really beautiful that we can build out that rainbow body so our higher self comes in. When you started to feel consciousness in form or formless, your star lineage, what was that like? What's that like when you identify that energy?
Hmm. It's a coming home. It's a coming home. There's been just many processes, some very it's a coming home. It started when I was 17, and it's just incrementally grown as I've been able to capacitate more light in my system. It must be incremental or else we'll fry if it comes all in at once. If what happened to me in 2018 happened to me when I was 17, I would have just zapped, there's no way. But it started with a prayer, a deep, deep prayer to the starry night sky when I was 17. And I made that promise to my creator. Okay, I will walk through every door. You show me the door and I will handle the fear. Show me the way. Guide me and show me the way. I will say yes to every door that opens for this ascension. I didn't call it ascension then. Like, please show me the way. How can my greatest gift intersect the earth's greatest need? Please show me the way. That was the prayer. Because I was on my knees at that point. I was like, oh, I can't do this. This human creation, I don't know what it is, but I can't, it's off. So there's got to be another way. Please show me the way. And so the process, has incrementally built, just like a powerful yoga session where I was in a forward fold and my legs start tingling and I have increased circulation in my legs. That was so powerful for me at 17. I was like, oh, my legs are alive, my feet are alive, okay. And it just kept growing through mentorship, through teachers, through a journey in India, through my journey in Egypt, and it built in a Grail Queens trip in Scotland, where I was in a circle of 19 women, beautiful, just women there was a newborn child all the way to a 92-year-old woman, this whole range of ages, and we really activated the sovereign Grail Queen energy, and really witnessed each other in this. And that's where the miasms in the blood started to purify and clean and clear, and yes. And then in Israel, a massive cosmic consciousness flowed through this form for hours, and I saw the origin blueprint, the origin golden print, the origin intention of why we came here as star seeds long, long, long ago, and what this mission is, what this intention is to really see forth, these cities and this connected humanity, connected to our star family in many forms, the animal and the plant kingdoms, our star lineages, and in all the forms, and in each other. So I forget your original question. Yet it's a incremental capacitation, and we build our ability to accrete more and more light. And as we grow the percentage of light, and there's a lot of shadow walking in this journey. It's not all just like the light comes in. There's a lot of shadow, there's a lot of transmutation. There's a lot of cleaning. As high as I have been, I've had to reconcile the polarity opposite. So that's as low as I've been. And it's It's been a wild journey. That could be a whole nother podcast. Okay, so this reconcile and neutralizing, balancing the duality framework that is a part of the causal body. That is the causal body is the soul body. So it is a polarity complex that must be zeroed out. So we go high, we go into the polarity and until boom, it boom, it just we become source channel. We become source, and it's a process. It's a process. It's an incremental process, and it's not all bringing in the light and all working the shadow. It's kind of happening simultaneously. Things aren't happening in a vacuum. Life is a bit like organic, and yeah, yeah. So the process for me is just the complete inhabitation of gratitude. When I'm in the fetal position, even, I thank you for allowing me to feel this depth. It feels so good to be able to go here now, and to be able to nurse myself, nurse this part of me into wholeness. I love me, I love, this process, this experience, the understanding that I've, been able to assimilate, and so grateful for it all. So the key is for the process to be full of the heart of gratitude, highs and lows, and that's the shortcut out is that, the love. Whew, that's really to be in that field of unconditional everything, unconditionally loving ourselves, no matter how dark it's been or how glorious it's been. Okay, we've been great, we've been awful. It's like, okay, can we just love it all into wholeness? It's that neutral, that 0 point, and that's the source. That's the holy O. That's the zero. That's God. The God particle that generates light within ourselves, and that's what we're returning to, the solar light bodies. It's like vroom, vroom, where we're generating light, we're building the ascension templates to build out this ascension earth. Tara, Gaia, Aramatana. Yeah. So we're actively doing this now. So.
A beautiful explanation of our journey, our personal journey of remembering all of who we are, our purpose, and what we're doing here in the midst of all of it, truly balancing out the polarity to zero. I love how you said that it's pretty simple. All of the negative thinking simply needs to be collapsed. They're programs that need to be collapsed. And so after that, we become beautiful, aware channels, as you said, of greater consciousness, our higher self, and even other intelligence, conscious intelligence. So thank you for sharing that story. You are amazing, what you are aware of, and your sharing helps so many understand themselves even better. So thank you for that. And again, we want to invite those who want to work with you to take your class to sign up. We're excited for that because it's going to go even deeper in what we experienced today. So thank you for that. As we say goodbye, Kristen, what do you see the earth as we're fully ascended or as we're going through this process? Have you seen that vision of a transformed earth?
Lauren, I want to say just quickly before I forget that thank you so much for having this platform, for allowing these conversations to happen, because this is a part of the sound toning it, has to be in the vibratory fields to become actualized. So thank you so much for this opportunity today, for allowing me to share in this way, and the opportunity you're giving so many. Your panels are just beautiful. You have so many beautiful speakers that come on. So I know I'm a part of a big community, and just so grateful to be a part of it. And yes, these future cities, they come in for me. It's more it's going to sound very interesting, and I'm not sure how to bring it into the words yet. I could see them when I was in Maui, and they were crystal cities. They were crystal cities, and they were and I don't want to be like so pie in the sky. I wish I had a more grounded explanation. But these future cities, they're crystal cities. There's an intelligence infrastructure, they were actually coming from above, not from below. So I'm not sure how that merging happens. It's almost like our celestial light body and our form. There's going to be like a merging point. So I know that this chakra work and this alignment work, or play or practice, I don't want to call it work so much, that this alignment, this organization of our energy and becoming more fluid, becoming more buoyant. We want to be fluid. I know in the future we want to be more fluid in our frequency and our resonance and our energy, in order to inhabit this new space, these new templates. We want to, and as I'm talking about, like the undulating, when we were breathing and meditating, that undulation is very important. The rigidity and the stiffness almost like keeps us stuck in a framework, in an old framework. And this new framework is much more fluid. So I can say that for sure. This framework is not an extractive economy, an extractive resource consumptive model. It's a free energy economy. It's a free and economy being the economy of breathing, the economy of everything. It's free energy circuitry. It's complete free energy. And I do feel like Nikola Tesla was an avatar to show us systems and ways that we can be in, that we're on a free energy device, this planet. I mean, it's like the lightning is hitting our planet, how many times every minute, and like we can't figure out how to harness it. Yeah, like that makes sense. It doesn't at all, So it's about free energy. It's about free energy and clean water for every human, every animal, absolute crystal clean purity of water, fertile soils, rich, deep, smelly good earth, and new templates probably of vegetables, the plants, the flora, the fauna. It all just enlivens and enriches the air quality. Everything is just bumped up. It's a bump. It's an upgrade. It's a massive upgrade. And I don't know how to put it into words exactly, but these are kind of some of the key qualities to it, is just the pristineness, the pristine and the free energy circuitry of the human vessel, and immortality codes. Not that we live forever in these physical bodies, but that the stargates on this planet are repaired and activated so that our intergalactic communications and connections and relationships are able to be interfaced with and remembered, and we can move. We're not just entrapped here. We're designed to move. These human technologies, these vehicles are ascension templates, and where we were, before it's so densely materialized, we were intergalactically moving, and the stargates collapsed, and they've been taken over, and this like overlay synthetic grid has been put, and so and so that that's a part of this process of the soul ascension. It's like getting that synthetic grid off of us, and really attuning to the organic living light template, the ascension timeline of this planet, and really reclaiming that memory, that sovereignty, and that spaciousness, that like we become the stargate and we're reclaiming that intergalactic heritage, remembering our star family, and they remember us, that the galaxy, the multiverses, we're their family. They're very invested in us succeeding and really making this ascension bump, because we are them. We are a part of their creation template. So a lot is invested in us, and in this, this earth becoming, and human becoming, its next ascension phase point. So it's very, very exciting to be alive and a participant, here now.
Yes, absolutely. And we are attuning to the living light, our essence, our higher self. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for the beautiful work that you do and the support that you give to those who seek it and those who want to embody their soul. You are a wonderful teacher for that. And again, your special offer is a great way for folks to work with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kristen. This has been invigorating. And again, we are so hopeful for our future because more people like you get it, and you're helping so many other people get it as well.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Lauren. Thank you.